So I feel like he said the vocal majority they're excited for the release of Echidna and Advanced Honing, right? But I feel like if you're 1620, you're pretty much a veteran. So I get why endgame players, I consider 1620 endgame, of course, right? Right around the corner of Thaymine. I mean, they're probably already doing Thaymine normal. That's endgame. So these guys are looking forward to Echidna, but I don't think they speak for the vast, quiet majority, right? I think the quiet, like we talked about this earlier, there's so many people that are in the West, I think between 1580 to 1608, if not 1610 eye level. I would say if we had the API, we would see a huge pyramid or a spike where most of the people are there. So this thread is saying the vocal majority, which is Reddit, and people probably like on Twitter or Twitch, they're excited for Echidna. Ain't nothing wrong with that, by the way. However, the silent minority, they feel that it's going too fast. Okay, now the biggest argument I've been tossed around to combat the latter group's desires to slower. Okay, we read this one, right? So let me read this again. The biggest argument, let me see what he's trying to say. I've seen tossed around to combat the latter group's desire of having slower content release is that KR players save too much gold. Oh yeah, so there's gold inflation. Yeah, but like I said, I've talked to a lot of KR players in Korean, obviously, right? And then they have been saying they don't recommend this to new players in Korea. It's not new player friendly. It's not for new players. They didn't even say it's not good for new players. They just said it's straight up not for new players. Because too many systems, too many gold sinks. If Korean players are saying that, imagine the West, guys. Imagine the struggles of returning new players, or the vast majority of the players that are between 1580 to 1610, which is the vast majority. I know it doesn't seem like it because the vocal majority is 1620 and beyond. Now, the biggest argument I've seen, okay, so people have been burning more gold in elixirs, transcendence, honing. Yeah, you know, I was kind of excited for Layden or Echidna for the West. But that's for like my Twitch audience. For the majority of the casual players and the player base in the West, I am not too excited because there is now another system that they're behind, right? If you are a player in chat right now, that's not 1610. You have to do elixirs, legendary elixirs. Now you have to do finish the transcendence one day, and now you have to do advanced honing one day. Now I know this argument, and I've been saying this myself, right? Like advanced honing equals you get the gear to do hard mode, and then that's good, right? That's good. You get to 1630 and then 1640 to Behemoth. Yes, but just like every vertical system in Lost Ark, if I really sit down and think about it, and put myself in the shoes of those that are not even 1610. Now they're, like I said, they have to do elixirs, they have to do transcendence. I asked you guys, do you even have spare gold to buy skins as a casual player or somebody that plays not like 40 hours a day? You guys said no, you don't have that kind of luxury. So now you have advanced honing on top. And as I said, looping back, advanced honing sounds on paper like it's your friend to help you, but is it though? Because I've seen what advanced hone did in Korea, and I made a video about it already on the highlights channel, right? Exclamation new YT. Or for those that are already watching this on YouTube, what did I say? People start demanding Echidna honed people. So they want plus 20 Echidna honed weapons. So they gatekeep that, right? So, oh, you have a plus 25 weapon versus 25 weapon plus 20 Echidna hone, right? So if you're a hard mode player right now in the West, you're already feeling the FOMO after what I just told you. You have a 25 weapon. Soon, the gatekeeping in hard mode for the hard mode Andes, not only is it going to be the Echidna title, but they're going to look at the plus 10 weapon or plus 20 weapon, right? So that's like another system for a casual player to be behind, right? So they're always on this treadmill of being behind. So what is the solution? Going back to the advanced honing system, what people seem to overlook is the fact that even with advanced honing, reduced cost of getting to 1630, it is fairly large time sink. Yeah. So it takes about 5 weeks. If you bonus loot, most people will probably not bonus loot so that they could just take, just go get the scales slowly and get more gold. It depends. Some people choose not to bonus loot. Some people bonus loot. That's a separate topic. If you are 1620 and 19 across the board on your gear and weapon, it will take roughly 5 weeks to get to 1630. Yes. To unlock your gear fully to get to 1630. This is true. The scales, right? Yeah, but this all sounds good on paper. If you're already 1620 and you have elixirs done and your transcendence started, this sounds good. However, for people that are like trying to get to the end game, I feel like they're on this, like, if you just talk, if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, that's not me. But if you just talk, have a conversation with somebody who's like 1610 or 1608, 1590, 1600, they're like always many systems behind. So by the time they catch up, they get the elixirs, a new system comes out. They get the transcendence, a new system comes out. They get the advanced honing, a new system comes out, right? That's what it feels like in Korea. That's what it feels like in the West. For those that are not able to understand the hearts or the minds or the shoes of the people that are struggling in the West, right? You need to understand their perspective. They're always a system behind, right? The community as a whole needs to figure out what it wants, and then tell AGS. Anyways, let's see what they said. I don't mind faster content. I just want the reward structure to be hanged according. Balanced accordingly is, I guess, what they're saying. Giving us 18 months of content in a year. I think this is the best thing. This is the best thing, right? Give us the content as fast as Korea, but then nerf the vertical systems. Or what I was even saying to y'all was like, get rid of the vertical systems for the West and nerf the fights accordingly, or delay the vertical systems. Like Transcendence comes out months later, but Thaymine comes out early, right? But then you make sure that Thaymine is clearable without the Transcendence, right? Anyways, let me see. Let me keep reading. I've always thought it was funny that you don't even get enough red crystals from the events per week to even tap your weapon once. Let me see. Faster release schedule, adjusting honing accordingly. They tried with this part and adjust gold sings accordingly. It makes no sense to have same. Yeah, so some of the Reddit posts are saying, hey, I like that they're giving us mats through events and stuff, but they never give us gold. And then the reply was, they want you to swipe for gold. Ouch. I mean, I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say it, bro. True that, brother. Like, they give you the mats but never give you the gold, right? They never give you the gold. At this point, like, I think the Western audience, like, they do give you guys more mats, but like gold would be nice too. I mean, at this point, we're so, like, I know they gave gold with the honing event and the books and stuff, but come on, man. That's not enough. We know. Use a calculator, punch in the numbers, take multi-millions to get like 5 to 10 eye levels. Giving us 8k gold, 20k gold. Come on, when it's like multi-millions. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm also stuck, right? In the West, I need 4.5 million gold to get to my destination in Lost Ark NA, right? And then someone in chat is probably gonna be like, type in, well, start farming now, Zeals. You don't deserve it, bro. I ain't giving you 4.5 million gold for free. You're right. You're right. I gotta go farm it, guys. That's a lot of rating. That's a lot of rating. And thank God I'm a streamer. I don't get gate kept. But imagine if I wasn't a streamer, man. That's 4.5 million gold just honing. I have to do elixirs. I have to get gems. So, God. Now, the counter argument is like, well, it's an MMO. You're supposed to work for it. Yeah, okay. But this hard? Like that much? You know, like, I feel like in games, like, the grind is like, okay, cool. But then, like, after some time, can we be like, can we chill a little bit and like be a little lenient? Like, we had a lot of salvation for years now. Can we be a little bit more lenient? Can we just hand them out? Like, what's this, like, requiring people to play 40 hours a day, man? Just because you play 40 hours a day. Just because you walk to school 40 miles in the snow, uphill, do you want your anyways, people should have figured out this paradox way sooner. Yeah, so I believe what people are saying in general is that they want the content fast. Nobody wants to wait for balance patch. Nobody wants to wait for a new class. I understand, because I play gacha games, and one thing that like dries my cock is when like the Chinese server gets like an event 6 to 8 months before the global. I'm like, dude, my dick just shriveled up, right? Like they're having a blast, new character, partying it up. However, there is pros and cons. The pro is that because Chinese server is getting it, we know, okay, there's a rerun. So the character that I didn't get, now I can get. Since it's 6 to 8 months away, I know I need to start saving now. Like we can plan that. There is a pro and con. What am I even going with this? Where am I going with this? What were we even talking about? I blacked out. Oh yeah, so content being behind. There are some benefits, but I think I'd rather be synced up. I'd rather be kind of like near synced up. Like it still sucks waiting for new class. It still sucks waiting for a balance patch. Blah 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 blah. Or quality of life, especially quality of life. However, vertical systems, I just think like vertical systems need to chill. Not just in the NA, EU, SA, but I think like in everywhere. Like Korean players are struggling, dude. No new player. They gotta be goddamn crazy to play this game in Korea, dude. Like I don't know how they do it, right? They must like pain. Did you see that Brawl run I just did before I started this? Before I started reading this, people were fighting about that little book. There was a legendary Asura Breaker legendary engraving book, and they were fighting about it. They're like, "You were dead. Why did you bid?" To some other guy. So they were like, bruh, like chill out. They're like little guppies fighting for little food. Why? Because, you know, Brel, a lot of people do Brel for gold because they're like new or returnees in Korea, right? Anyways. Now, I don't want to, this is not a doomer thing, right? Because the director did say, yo, he finally realized we're going too vertical too fast. So he says he's going to chill out. That's Korea, right? Now, I don't know what that is going to translate to in the West. Are we going to chill out? I don't know. And then how long are we going to chill out, right? How long is the chill out? Like, how long is the director chilling out for? And when we don't chill out and there's a new raid, are you going to throw vertical systems? Because even Korean players are struggling with the vertical systems. Now, they're saying that they're going to complement the vertical system by making the solo end content. And I'm excited for that. So they're saying that without ever multiplayering, you could get everything from the solo content like elixirs, honing matties, right? I'm guessing cores and all of that. We'll see how it goes. I have high expectations. So this is not a doomer take. I'm just saying, right? All I'm saying is people need to realize just because you hang out on YouTube or Reddit or Twitch and you're not struggling, you're ahead of the curve. You need to realize you're ahead of the curve. Majority are not ahead of the curve, man. Majority are struggling, man. Game is a waste of time. So many great classes. You can seriously play only one of them. Keep the content coming. Just give us a reduced cost, free mats to catch up. Just give us reduced cost, free mats to catch up. True. True. They do, but they give like not even 1% of what you need. That's the problem. And they act like a good guy for it. And what seems to be a relatively silent minority when the game got released, a shit ton of people complained about the game. For them, felt like a second job. Those people are gone. That's why they are silent. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's sadly what almost killed Lost Ark Korea. When they only listened to the vocal minority. They didn't listen to the silent people. Aegis is not letting us farm up mats on our ults. The time in between content is too fast, and we turn to RMT. Haha. Let's say new content raids was every 4 to 6 months. You think people will FOMO and swipe? What do you think about this, chat? Well, there was a time in the West where the content was... There was a huge gap. And I felt like the swiping did decrease from when we were talking about this. When was that time? Was it Voldis? Was Voldis slow? What was the time gap between Akan and Voldis? But anyways, I remember there was a time where the economy was much slower. It was slowing down. Was it Akan? After Akan or before Akan? I remember there was like this huge, long one dry period once. Was it after normal Brel? Akan to Voldis was 4 months. After Brel? So what was the gap between Brel? Wait, didn't you get Kaigyo? Normal Brel and then hard mode Brel, and then there's Kaigyo. Anyways. Too fast. Players FOMO and get burned out. True. Yeah. Now, I know the counter argument to this. Well, then just slow down. Take a break. That's... The thing is, the game, the way it works, if you just sit down, right? Just open your mind. Stop being so narrow, right? Right? Like, even me, I used to be narrow too. I'm like, just take a break, take it slow. The reason why that doesn't work is because when they take it slow and they don't FOMO and they go, maybe they take a break, come back. Now, they were 3 vertical systems behind. Now they're 7 vertical systems behind. And even if like 3 out of the 7 vertical systems get nerfed, they're still behind. They're in this constant loop of being behind. And if you're like, if your counter argument to that, if we're having a debate is, well, then just stay behind then. The thing is, Lost Ark, like if you're behind, like it's really like there's nobody there, right? Now, the problem can fix itself if the game actually had new players or returnees. If it had a healthy dose of people that come back, then the people that are 7 systems behind can mingle with people that are 7 systems behind. However, while that is the case in Korea, to an extent, like I was doing Brel 4 in the morning, because there are people that are still doing Brel, that is not always the case for the West, right? The FOMO, what I'm trying to say is the FOMO never leaves because new raid, new vertical system. New raid, new vertical system, right? So the FOMO is never ending. That's because of the game design, right? So I was talking to my static today because we're having the same struggle in Korea, right? What if they just release a raid, but no vertical system? Would it kill the game? Would it hurt the developers that much? Would it hurt their sales? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as we watch that Asmongold video where he reacted to why there will not be a good MMO in the next like 10 years or whatever, it's not our problem or our job to figure this out, right? It's not our job to figure this out. It's their job to find out a solution to RMT or gold inflation, blah, 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 blah. Because the reason why we're talking about this, or this conversation started with my static, is because we're suffering from success. We're doing, because of so many vertical systems, we're so strong that we're skipping so much of every fight. Like, Voldis is a joke. Thaemine is getting clapped. Like, there's no more, like, satisfaction from some of these raids, right? Struggling from success, I guess, once again, right? Right, talking about raid difficulty is another topic, but anyways. The faster content is fine. It's going to keep player retention up. I've come to the realization at this point that stepping away from playing a 6-character roster and just focusing on my main and 2 secondary main alts I have selected will be for my own best interest moving forward. The others are just cash cows that will hang out at 1600 gold generation when I have time. People are going to FOMO no matter what, but there may be a huge juicy drop in summer lawn that might pique players' interest again. Yep, they get 2 shots a year. 2 shots a year to get people's interest. It's just a dead spot between 1610 to 1620 is super expensive. See, this is a common misconception. The super expensive is never leaving Lost Ark, chat. I've played this game for 3 years. When did I ever stop swiping? Okay, I do enjoy swiping. You're right? But the thing is, it's always expensive. It's always expensive. So hopefully most raids in the future progression stick to the 1640 for progression is the other way. Yeah, future raids, like not having an eye level jump would be nice. Not introducing a new vertical system would be nice. Combating the gold inflation in another way would be nice. They usually reduce price of progression to compensate, but then that would ruin their revenue model driven by FOMO. True. Only one upvote, dude. How? How does this have one upvote, dude? What? Ain't no way. Copium, hopefully we will get a simplification of elixirs and transcendence in June. I mean, elixir and transcendence nerf is always a bandy fix. It's just a bandy fix. Nothing to add as most. That's what they're gonna do. They always do the bandy fix. You know, like every time Loan happens and there's a Super Mokoko event, everyone's cheering. They're like, whoa, wow, great. But it's only a band-aid. It's only to get people to shut up. There's too much to focus on the upper end rather than the mid to low end. Makes casuals, returnees, and new players feel isolated when you release raids at such a fast pace. Yeah, also another thing, another side effect of releasing raids too fast and just throwing people in the middle of it, like throwing new players at a con. Ooh. Some of the people in chat started playing with Argos, or even when Belganus was progression. So they slowly stacked up their skills since then. And they still struggle with Thaymine. Imagine playing from launch, struggling with Belganus, Argos, Valten, Vicus, and to this day, they still, you know, it's easy to fumble the ball in Thaymine. But then imagine throwing a new player in the middle of that, starting from a con. That's why solo mode is gonna be great. Whoever's against solo mode, I don't know what hallucinogen they're taking, but I need to get some. Honestly, the grind just burned me out, needing to keep up with current content while trying to balance normal life is impossible. You can say that about a lot of games, man. True, man. Dude, even a gacha game recently announced, the developers in a gacha game recently announced that they feel that there's too much dailies, so they'll tone it down. They said, a gacha mobile 5-minute daily game said their dailies are too much. Imagine that. Imagine that. A 5-minute gacha game said the dailies are too much for a regular person, so they are working to reduce it. This was never a paradox nor an argument. I never wanted faster pace and release. There is so much to do that people just refuse to do, skip or quit, and never do as fast as horizontal goals. It takes seriously 1 to 2 years to get 100% almost everything, and it is enjoyable, but effers want the easy way out on everything. I mean, my friend, bruh. Hey man, you want to have a Discord conversation? Dude, I get what you're saying. I'm on your side, but come on, man. Do you start a fire outside every meal? Huh? Every time you cook, do you like go to your cornfield and get the corn out, wash it? Like, what are you talking about, dude? Ain't nobody want to do that these days, bro. We order delivery, man. We get Uber because we don't want to walk. Ain't nobody want that old freaking lifestyle, man. Dude, we want it instant. Ain't nobody gonna read stories. Skip the story, dude. Skip cutscenes, man. If you give me an option to skip, whether through free or monetize it, right? People gonna seek the monetization. I mean, people gonna, you know, forego that. Like, why do we pay $3, $4, $5 for a delivery charge? In fact, there's no way to figure it out as a whole. The community needs to be divided. A player's roster should also be divided. What? I'm lost. Anyways, What do you guys think, chat? What do you think? Faster content? I mean, do you want to catch up to Korea? But get more rewards? Which we've been asking for 2 years, by the way. Versus slower content. What do you want, guys? Slower content. I honestly don't think that slower content is a fix, because the problem is there's always a vertical thing. The solution is vertical needs to be either nerfed to the ground or removed. I think the cause of the cancer that is blocking the heart, the artery, the fat, the cavity in the vein, the artery, is the vertical systems. They need to come like 99% nerfed or something. Like they or just get rid of them. Like I feel like Lost Ark in the West should have its own rules, first of all. And it would, like, if Lost Ark in the West didn't have elixirs, didn't have transcendence, that'd be awesome. Like it just didn't exist at all. But Zeals, I'm not gonna be strong. That's okay. Just lower the boss HP, right? Just lower the boss HP, right? But just like, bruh, like I don't know, like people can't even afford to buy skins with gold, like free to play. I mean, I'm not talking about whales or armed tiers. Free to play players cannot even save gold for skins, bruh. They can't even get legendary skins. They can't even get gems on their main. Now they gotta do 5 other characters. If we'll see, guys. Time will tell, right? That's the whole point of this talk. Time will tell. It's slowly becoming June. From June to December, I swear to God, if there is 3 to 4 new vertical systems, they are delusional, right? They are delusional. I don't care if it cuts into my sponsorship money. If from June to December, they put anywhere from 3 to 4, 3 plus, even 2, man. Like if they put more vertical systems, like 2, 3, 4, or 5 more, oh my God. They don't know what they're doing. They're driving their truck with blindfolds. That's all I gotta say about that, dude. That's all I gotta say about that, man.